Would you choose your spouse again? Life has changed so much, and I think relationships have become harder because society itself has changed. When we were growing up, many of us lived in estates where everyone knew everyone. There were maybe one or two schools in the area. All the kids walked to school together, played together, celebrated birthdays together. You knew the boys, you knew the girls, and families knew each other too. So when two people eventually started dating, there was already history there. You knew this person's character, you had seen them grow up. Your parents could ask around about them and actually get honest feedback because people knew each other. But life today is very different. People live busy lives. We move cities, move towns, and most of us hardly know our neighbors. Even children don't have the same freedom to just play outside the way we used to because the world feels less safe and less connected. And because of that, relationships have become more complicated. Nowadays, many people meet in town, online, at work, or through social media. What you know about someone is mostly what they choose to tell you. The rest, you discover later. The problem is, many people are rushing. People are rushing into relationships, rushing to move in together, rushing to start building a life together. Sometimes people move in together because of love, sometimes because of loneliness, sometimes because of financial pressure and sharing costs. But marriage and living together are much more complicated than butterflies and chemistry. A lot of people are not taking time to truly know each other. And honestly, dating and living together are not the same thing. When you start living together, reality begins. Responsibilities begin. Resentment can begin too, especially in many African homes where women are raised to naturally take care of the home, cooking, cleaning, organizing everything. Then suddenly the woman feels overwhelmed while the man becomes too comfortable. But the question is, did you discuss these things before moving in together? Who pays what? Who handles what? What are your expectations? Do you want children? How many? What kind of life do you want? What happens when money is tight? Because these conversations matter. Then a few years later, people realize, this is not the person I thought I knew. And somewhere in between, a child has arrived, which makes everything even more complicated. That's why my advice to anyone thinking about marriage is this: take your time. Marriage is not a race. Get to know the person properly, not just emotionally, but realistically. Visit their family, spend time around their siblings, listen to stories about them, observe how they treat people, observe how they handle stress, conflict, disappointment, money, and responsibility. Because eventually, the mask always falls off. It is very hard for someone to pretend for years consistently. At some point, you will see who they truly are. And please, go for counseling. Counseling is so important. People think counseling is only for people with problems or mentally struggling people, but honestly, counseling is for everyone. Counseling forces you to ask hard questions, questions many couples avoid because they are uncomfortable. And if someone completely refuses counseling before marriage, that is a red flag. Because during counseling, you confront reality. You discuss children, finances, roles, trauma, communication, expectations, family dynamics, conflict resolution. You begin to ask, is this really the person I want to build a life with? But another important thing is this: know yourself first. Before asking what kind of husband or wife you want, ask yourself, who am I? What do I value? What kind of life do I want? What can I tolerate? What can I not tolerate? Because if you don't know yourself, you will bend yourself to fit another person, and later you become resentful because you never truly knew what you wanted. The other day, I was talking to a friend of mine who has been married for many years, and honestly, they have gone through everything: financial struggles, infidelity, hard seasons, the kind of seasons where you wonder whether people will survive. But today, they are in a beautiful place. They are friends. They laugh together. They support each other. Now they are even teaming up against their teenage children together. And she told me something that really stayed with me. She said, honestly, after everything we have gone through, I would still choose my husband again. That touched me deeply, not because their marriage was perfect, but because they grew through life together. And I think that's the real question, not, is marriage perfect? But, after seeing the full human being, the flaws, the struggles, the mistakes, the growth, would you still choose this person again? So what are you looking for? And are you truly taking the time to build it wisely?